Hello, welcome to Amateur Radio Roundtable. Tonight is August the 16th, and we're here again. It's we're on 9330 tonight. You might see the little ticker going across the screen to bottom. We decided to try a different shortwave frequency tonight, so we moved to 9130 to see if that would just give us a little bit different propagation and a little bit different coverage. Wanted to welcome everybody again. Please join our Facebook group. You can click on that link at the top of the website in the menu for Facebook. You can join us there. Join us on Twitter. Follow us if you can. If you are listening on shortwave tonight, we would really like to hear from you. Let us know how you're receiving the signal on 9330 tonight, 9330 kilohertz. Got a good show tonight. We're going to talk about a DXpedition coming up. Katie's back with us tonight. Going to talk about a Hamfest she attended, and also we're going to give you a little a little teaser about the next week's show, where Katie's going to have another segment, the YL experience. We're going to have that next week, and Katie will talk a little about that in just a minute. Just very quickly, we've got the Huntsville Hamfest coming up. This weekend. It's all day Saturday and Sunday, but we'll be traveling on Friday. We'll leave the house about 5 o'clock Friday, about 8 o'clock Friday morning. Kathy says that's better. We'll be leaving about 8 o'clock Friday morning, and we'll be streaming live our drive all the way to Huntsville. So we might need you there in case we get pulled over by the police or something. So we'll be setting up Friday afternoon, and no telling who will come up and join us and talk to you from the webcast on Friday afternoon during setup. Then the show is on Saturday and Sunday. We have a lot of prizes. If you'll click on the prize link at the top, click for Huntsville 2013, you'll see some of the prizes. The prize list is not totally 100% completed yet, but you can kind of see what kind of prizes we'll be giving out to our viewers. And then we got a special Amateur Radio Roundtable special edition. It's going to be Saturday night. We're going to set up a little studio, and we're going to be coming to you live Saturday night from Ruth Chris Steakhouse. We'll be in the lobby of Ruth Chris Steakhouse. We're going to have the phone lines open the whole show. And we hope and are planning on having people like Martin Jew and Gordon West and different people come by. So this will be your chance to call in and say hello. We'll also have the chat room open. But that's going to be a lot of fun Saturday night if you'll tune in after the Ham Fest. So let's move on over to Katie and see how Katie is doing. And we're going to first talk, Katie, let's first talk about, what you did this weekend.
Yeah, you betcha. Hi, Tom and everybody out there in W5KUB land. Great to be home. We took a trip this weekend down to the Duke City Hamfest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We were down there a couple of years ago. They were the hosts of our division convention, so I knew we were in for a good time when we got down there, and there's a lot of folks down in the New Mexico area that I've met along the way. So that was something I was looking forward to. The event started on Friday and went through Sunday morning. So we had lots of time to visit with friends and see the vendors, go to seminars. And so I thought I'd share some of my photos that I took from the weekend. And for those of you that already follow me on Facebook, I apologize for some of the duplicates that you'll see, but hopefully you'll like them. And so now you'll have to bear with us for 1 second while we work on the logistics of me sharing my screen. So Tom, if you're ready, I'm going to
I'm
see
ready.
if I can
I'm ready.
make this work here. All right, everybody cross your fingers. Let's see if we can make this happen. And share screens. Okay, so now
Well, wait a minute. It's not there yet.
Okay.
Maybe it takes a second.
I think it does. So I'm still crossing my fingers just in case.
All right, I see it coming.
All right,
there
so
we
go.
And if you click that little area, you go. Looking good.
All right. So we're good to go. All right, I don't know if our friend Old Rotten Tomatoes is in the chat room tonight, but this is my buddy Ed WB5ORT, who likes to go by the phonetics of Old Rotten Tomatoes. And he's local down there in Albuquerque, and actually was the one who gave us an idea about something fun to do on the side to go out to visit the Petroglyph Park. So we were able to go do that. So that was kind of right at the beginning of the day before we got rolling. In the vendor area, of course, I had to grab some shots of our division leadership. Pardon me, there on the left is my husband, the director of the division. Pardon me. I'm still a little hoarse from the weekend. I apologize. Dwayne WY7FD and Jeff K0RM. He's our vice director. And then Mike K0 November Golf Alpha came down from Colorado. He's a member of Rocky Mountain Ham Radio, and he put on a few different seminars about DMR. And if you remember correctly, I think I mentioned it here previously, but Rocky Mountain Ham Radio was the club of the year for the Dayton Hamvention. Over here, you might recognize Tim from Bridgecom. He was there all weekend long talking with us about their repeaters and different products they have, and we even had a little discussion on the side about Scotch. So we, can't always just talk about ham stuff. So we had a little bit of fun talking about other things and interests as well. Now here is a really awesome ham family that owns this business, Elk Antennas. Jim, Alpha Foxtrot 6 Papa Uniform, here on the right, standing behind his antenna, is the owner of Elk Antenna. And to his left is his daughter, Emily, Alpha India 6 Ocean Queen. Now when I was cruising around doing some Facebook Live on Saturday, I asked if she was a ham. She says, "Oh yeah, and I'm an extra," and she holds up her arms like she's making muscle, and I'm like, "That's my girl." I said, "Hey, you got to start using the hashtag HamChicksRule." And over on the left is his wife, Misa, and she is Kilo Juliet 6 Bravo Uniform Echo. And they came all the way over from Walnut Creek, California. It was about a 1,063-mile trip, he told me. So we always appreciate any vendors that come to our shows, especially out here in the Rocky Mountain Division. We're not exactly the easiest to get to since we're so large geographically and small in population. Well, some of the fun that had to be had was we had Chip Margelli, K7JA, who served as our MC for the weekend as well as the auctioneer for one of our events. On Friday afternoon, we had a radio that had been donated, and Chip was the auctioneer to help wrangle some money out of the ham's pockets. And if I remember correctly, the final and winning bid was close to $1,300 or maybe $2,300. Darn it, I should have gotten that information first, but he did a terrific job with that. And it was a lot of fun watching the battle go back and forth. Especially fun when you saw somebody bid on it, and as he got smacked by his wife in the shoulder for putting his hand in the air. So here's my new friend, Randy, Kilo 5 Radio Hotel Delta. He and I had conversed on Facebook along the way, so it's always fun when you can meet a person that you've met on social media who's a ham, and then actually meet them in person and see that, yes, they do exist. All right, and then again, back in the same room, we kind of took a quick selfie in the midst of all of the people talking. Oh, thanks. Chip just confirmed in the chat room that it was $1,300. So there's Dwayne, WI7FD, again, welcoming the crowds and just kind of giving a little welcoming opening speech for the convention. And then, of course, you got to have a little bit of fun when you're hanging out. So we headed out for dinner, and I started playing with a few apps on my phone. So there's Chip K7JA, and I thought I would make myself a mustache that matched his shirt. Because, you know what, we're hams and we like to have fun. Then we popped out in the evening. There's Jeff K0RM with me, and Dave, you guys might recognize him, Whiskey Delta 5, Charlie Oscar Victor. And he was our breakfast banquet speaker on Saturday, which I'll show you in just a minute. All right, so here is the evening where Chip, again, was functioning as our Masters of Ceremonies. You might notice he's got several badges he's wearing. He got a speaker badge, a VIP badge, Masters of Ceremonies. We were kind of wondering what else we might be able to stick on there, but he did a fantastic job as always. It's always a pleasure. He really does his research. He entertains, and so it's not just getting up to the microphone and introducing the speaker. He really is a part of the show and a great part of it, and we really loved having him there. So Chip was introducing Dave, who was our guest speaker for the breakfast, who came and talked to us about the VP8 STI and VP8 SGI DXpedition. So Dave, again, Whiskey Delta 5, Charlie Oscar Victor, was the guest speaker. Now, the cool thing here is, now, hey, Tom, I'm not sure, do you see me at all, or are you only seeing the photos?
I'm just seeing the photos.
Oh, okay. Well, in my hot little hands here, I'm holding my QSL card from VP8 SGI from South Georgia Island.
All right, Katie, let me see if I can bring it in. Hang on, I think I can bring it in. Okay, I kind of got you in there. Go ahead and show it there.
Well, I'm holding this QSL card. This was my one and only contact I made with VP8 SGI, and the operator on the other end was Dave. So I thought that worked out pretty cool.
Yeah.
I unfortunately missed part of his seminar. I honestly just wasn't feeling very well that morning and went and lay down for a little bit longer. And no, it wasn't because I was out partying the night before. It was just, I think it was a mixture of lack of sleep and travel. But got to hear a little bit more about it on the side and other times. And everybody really enjoyed all of the pictures and the talk about his experience there. Now here's more of our division leadership. Ed James is the section manager for New Mexico. He's the gentleman on the right. And Ed's call sign here is Kilo Alpha 8 Juliet Mike Whiskey. And he's a fairly new section manager for New Mexico. And on his left, again, is our vice director, Jeff K0RM. Ed's doing a fantastic job down in New Mexico. And there's a lot of happy hams down there. And he's a super guy and a lot of fun to be with. And there we go. So let me go back one. It just skipped ahead on me. There was a really terrific swap meet. As you can see, there was a lot of people with a lot of stuff. I went out and did some Facebook Live from the show, from the Swap Fest, and had a lot of comments from people all around the world who were watching and saying, wow, there's a lot of good stuff there. Saw a lot of people walking away with items, and everybody seemed to be having fun. And it was done early enough in the day before it got too brutally hot to be out there. There's just another quick shot of the vendor area. You can see Wired Communication back there. I think in an earlier photo, Roger from Wired was in the background, and his wife Kim, you might be able to see, she's kind of in the middle of the photo with the purple sweatshirt. They make their run to a lot of shows and are very supportive, and we always try to give them some business. Now, this was another friend I know from Twitter, Jim November Fox, Juliet Fox November. It's always nice to put a face to a name. So, of course, I had to, grab the required selfie while we were visiting. And now this one I thought you guys would really enjoy. This is a lot of fun. This is Alan, K0BG's vehicle. This is actually his truck. And you might see the antennas. And, of course, he's got the alien head on there. He actually does live in Roswell. And he's got a great sense of humor. He's also a redhead. And so he has a lot of fun at these shows. And I just thought that vehicle would be something really fun to share with everybody. Then we had, of course, no Hamfest is complete without a big old banquet. And in front and center there is Bill Ripley, who chaired the convention this year, and his wife, Alma, to the left, who is a teacher and very involved with the STEM initiative programs, which I'll tell you about just a little bit more, but just a couple of quick crowd shots. There's everybody all dressed up for the evening. Our banquet speaker was ARRL's International Vice President, Jay Bellows, Kilo Zero quarterback. And as you can see, Chip really pulls out the duds for
So Chip looks like he's wearing a tux there. I mean, what's
he even had the nice shoes to go with it. He was dressed to the nines.
Oh man.
Yeah. He says, I'm nothing if not pretentious. If he wants to change his mind on that, he can tell us in the chat room. But he cleans up pretty good.
Yeah.
And so there's a little crowd shot again, the dinner table. And as you can see, there's Chip and Chip's wife, Janet, my good friend, Kilo Lima 7, mother, father. She's the manager of HRO Anaheim. And then Dave was to Chip's left. And plenty of other folks. There was a couple of people in the crowd that I wanted to point out as well. Just simply because they're just super nice people. This is Alan, Whiskey 5 Alpha Papa Delta. I've met him at previous Hamfests, and just super, super fun and nice ham. And then these guys, there's Alan on the right, holding his hands up. He was talking, K0BG. He's the one with the alien truck. And to his left is Jeff, Whiskey 5 Oscar Mike Victor. Now, Jeff and I have met previously, and he's a super nice guy, but he really cemented that in with me on Sunday morning at the breakfast with the kids. He won the raffle prize for the adults, came up to collect it, and said, I don't really, he says, I would like this to go back to the kids. Please put my ticket back in and let one of the kids win. And I just thought, you know, this is what we had been talking about a lot the weekend, is getting kids involved and paying it forward. And he put his money where his mouth is and put it out there. And it was well received by everybody in the room. And he just really, it's a nice thing to keep in mind if you ever have the opportunity to do something like that, unless it's like a really awesome prize and you just can't give it up. But just thought that was really nice, and I wanted to share that experience. Here's a very lovely couple who I've known probably 10 years since I've been a ham. Don is Whiskey 5 Fox Hotel Alpha. He's in the middle, and his lovely wife, Pat, Kilo Echo 5 Fox Victor Sugar. Pat is an author, and she has 2 books out right now. The first one is The Easter Egg Murder, and I'm forgetting the second name. Oh, Murder on Sagebrush Lane. And her third book is coming out, and she had a teaser a teaser chapter with her. And she's got ham radio laced all throughout the book. So really excited for this new mystery book with a ham radio in it. And then, sorry, I had to sneak a drink of water in there. This was the trouble table with Kilo 8 Alpha Tango Echo in there. And he's in the blue shirt. And my new friend Randy, some other folks. And again, just happy people. This was the New Mexico's Club of the Year, and I apologize, I can't remember the club's name, but I didn't want to leave them out of today, but they've worked really hard, and they received the Club of the Year. And then next was the Ham of the Year, and guess who got it? Yep, none other than Dave, Whiskey Delta 5, Charlie Oscar Victor. So that was really a fun thing to be able to see how everything was going. And he was we all yelled speech at him, so we made him get up there and at least say a couple of words.
Yeah.
And then Chip wrapped it up in his tux. Let's see. Oh, there we go. And then Sunday morning, these are the last couple of photos. The guest speakers were actually local high school students from the STEM program, talking about the different programs they're involved with. I saw these kids a couple of years ago, and they are absolutely astounding. Brilliant, funny, and just are ready to change the world. And they shared their programs with their high altitude ballooning, and it was a joint program between 2 different schools. Some of these kids are already in like a Navy ROTC program, and excuse me, they're the ones who are really going to keep us moving forward. So I just took a couple pictures of their projects.
I like the tape measure antenna back there.
Oh, yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
Janet and I were looking at that. Here, I'll go back for a quick second. She said, I haven't made one of those in a long time.
Yeah, I have one here.
Yep, and then this is their program of the Deep Blue Research. So, and Tom, I believe that is my last photo.
Hey, Katie, go back to the one with Chip where he's wearing, where he's doing the auction. He has the little cap with the bill on it. See if you can find that picture.
Yeah, that's his outfit from Jay Leno.
Yeah, let's go back to that a second. Sorry. And I know Chip's in the chat room here. I saw
he is in the chat room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got to go way back.
Yeah, it was about halfway back.
Getting closer.
Okay.
I hope nobody's getting seasick as I'm going backwards.
No, that's okay. We'll
almost there.
We got to talk about Chip for just a minute here.
Yeah, there we go. There he is.
Is he there? Okay. Well, he's not here yet.
Oh, okay. It's probably he is on my side.
Yeah. We're getting close. There he. That's okay. I think you just passed it. There he is.
Yep.
All right, folks. Chip Margelli there. What is it? K7
Jerusalem
JA, right?
Artichoke.
K7JA. And now that is the same outfit that he wore on the Jay Leno show, isn't it?
I believe that is the same one. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so I got a question to ask Chip, and he's in the chat room. Chip, if you wore that 10 years ago, how are you still fitting into it? I've got a question. I really need some help there. That looks like what you wore on the Jay Leno show. And for people watching the webcast that don't know what we're talking about, maybe we should have Chip on here one evening and run the video. But Chip had a challenge on Jay Leno. He brought some teenagers in with telephones and texting, and Chip came in with his partner to do CW, and there was the shootout between CW and text. And Jay gave them, each the same message to send. And boy,
Right.
the code was flying, and the kids were texting, and the code won. It was really, really exciting. And I think the message was, I just saved a ton of money on my insurance, or something like that.
Yep.
Something
he
like
said it
that.
fits better than ever.
So, okay, Katie, well, let's see if we can bring your picture back in here.
Okay. Oh, I need to minimize. That's right.
Fits better than ever, Chip says. Hey, Chip, while we're getting Katie back in, are you going to be in Huntsville this weekend? And if so, we want you to come by and join our webcast. All right, so...
I don't believe Chip is going to Huntsville this weekend.
Yeah, you're not either.
I am not. I'm very bummed about it because I love
Yeah.
Huntsville.
There you go. Okay, we've got you back here. Okay.
All right.
Well, hey, that great pictures. Well, that was a nice Hamfest that you guys had there, eating and dressing up and everything.
Oh yeah, we know how to do it out here in Rocky Mountain Division. We have a good time, and
Yeah.
we eat well, and that's never a problem. I think that was part of why I didn't feel so good Saturday morning. But we went out to Cattle and Steak or something restaurant like that on Friday night, and I think I ate a little too much. But yeah, it was a good time and a great Hamfest. They did a great job, and there's a couple, Don and Sarah Lane, who've volunteered for several years. They do a lot of the organization for the meals and other activities, and sadly this is their last Hamfest. He's transferring with his job, and they're moving to Florida. So I promptly suggested that they might want to volunteer their services down at Hamcation. I said, or at least go, but I said, you'll love the people down that run Hamcation, and they would love to have you guys as well.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, Katie, we've got another thing that we want to talk about with you, and you're pulling together a segment called, I think you named it, the YL Experience. Tell us why you did that.
Side of things.
tell us why you did that, and then we've got a surprise for everybody. We've got a special guest coming up, and I'll let you talk a little about it, and then I'll run the short clip. So go ahead.
Sounds good. Well, one of the things that I've been trying to focus on in recent times particularly is getting a little bit more exposure for the women of amateur radio. There's certainly plenty of us out there. I had been a member of the YLRL for a few years, but was never active. And so I realized I really need to start putting my money where my mouth is and get engaged. And so I've met some great YLs fairly recently, and I just thought, what can I possibly do to help with your show that would be something that would be kind of special to me? And I thought, well, so one day I was laying in bed and I was thinking, what could I call it? And all of a sudden I thought, ooh, the YL side of things. That's what I want to talk about, the YL side of things. And I think that's kind of what I'm working with. So
okay, so I have changed the name. I'm sorry. You got
that's
the
all right.
YL.
The YL Experience is pretty good too.
No, but I think I like it better. What, the YL side of things?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it'll be.
Walk on the YL. Oh, that's good. Robert just said a walk on the YL side. So my first interview, of course, was with Kate Craigie, November 3 Kilo November, the first female president of the ARRL. And so I've been working on looking at who else to talk to. I'm hoping to get lined up Faith Hannah and Ruth, Kilo Mike 4 LAO, to talk about the Youth DXpedition down in Saba Island that they just went on, and some gals from the YLRL and other interesting things. But next week is going to be kind of fun because we're going to be bringing on a special guest to talk to us. And do you want to roll that footage, Tom?
Yeah, I'll do that, and then you can say who it is afterwards. All
right.
Here we go. So here's the short teaser for next week. Now the audio is low. I have to tell you, the audio is low. This was recorded, and I can't get any more audio out of it, so everybody please turn your audio up just a little bit. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Jenean Hampton, and I am an amateur radio operator, Kilo 5 Echo India Bravo, and I want to talk to you about getting your amateur radio license. If you're looking for a useful, fun hobby, consider becoming a ham operator. Did you know that during Katrina, over 200 amateur radio operators responded from 35 different states, and they worked with various agencies, relief agencies, to help get communications and supplies in and out of the area? You could be the first responders in your area if you have your amateur radio license. And in addition to that, you can talk to people around your city, around your state, around the country, and even around the world if the atmospheric conditions are right and you have the right equipment. So it's a fun thing to do, it's an interesting thing to do, and it could even be a useful thing to do to help your community out in the case of natural or other disasters. So please consider the amateur radio field, and thanks for listening. K5EIB out.
All right, so we're back, and wow, you snagged a Lieutenant Governor of Kentucky. How about that?
Well, I think it's a good team effort, and I'm excited that she said yes. And I think it'll be a nice addition. It's always interesting to hear from anybody who's involved in ham radio, but to talk to somebody who holds such a high level of I'm not sure actually if lieutenant governor is an elected position or if the governor who was elected appointed her, but I think that might be one of my questions, to find out how she got there. And so it'll be interesting to find out what she does with ham radio, and certainly if she's had some good results of her little promo video. So looking forward to it, and I hope people will tune in next week when we talk to her.
All right, well, Katie, thank you so much for being with us tonight and bringing us all this exciting stuff that's happening.
You are welcome. My pleasure, and looking forward to seeing the rest of the show tonight. And thanks, everybody, for being there.
All right, thanks, Katie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so I'm going to hang up on Katie. There we go. Just hung up on Katie. She's going to have to tune in and show like everybody else now, I guess. Okay, so, hey, I forgot to say, and I see Robert at WBCQ is in a chat room, and the guy's really interacting with you guys right there. And he came up with some neat names a while ago. Anyway, I want to really say thank you to WBCQ and Robert up there, the program director up there in Monticello, Maine. We at a last minute, we decided to move to 9330 on the shortwave band tonight. Wanted to try something different for propagation, and again, anyone listening out there tonight, or if you've got a radio close by, tune to 9330 and shoot us an email, or just come on the website and tell us how you heard us tonight, or how the signal was there. So we've got another segment coming up next, and it's going to be with my friend Steve here. So let me get set up for that, and we will be right back with you guys in just a moment. I think we're back. Yeah, we're back, and I'm with Steve Romagny. Is that how you say it? Romagny?
That's close enough. Yeah.
Let's hear you say it.
Romagny.
Romagny. Steve Romagny, And I didn't know Steve lived right here 2 miles from me here in Collierville, and he's one of the pilot stations, I think, for this Aves Island DXpedition, and we thought this would be a good deal to get him in here and talk about the DXpedition. Steve's call is W4DTA. Also, he has a call of YV5DTA, and we're going to talk about the Aves Island DXpedition, and there's a picture. Is that the card you're going to use this year?
It's going to be a surprise photo.
Oh, okay.
We're working on some things that's going to surprise a lot of people about it. So, but that's the current view of the island, or close enough to the current view of the island. That's actually was taken from our last expedition, from the helicopter ride into the island.
Okay, well, that's cool. So now we've got some pictures here that you brought that we're just going to talk about, and that'll kind of give us some little talking points about the thing. Now, you've you moved here from Venezuela,
Yes,
and of course you're a U.S. citizen now.
I am.
But you attended the Aves Island DXpedition, what, 10 or more years ago, right?
Actually, more than that. It was in 1992.
Yeah. So who's the little skinny guy right there on the side of the picture
See,
there?
that's what happens when you go to an island and you eat only fish all day.
Fish, huh?
And when you're 17 years old, that's how I looked. I was the youngest member of the expedition, and that's YV5 Radio Whiskey next to me.
Okay.
And that was in 1992. And right after that expedition, I came to the U.S. for college, and next thing I know, I'm still here.
Okay, well, you know what? Hey, there's nothing wrong with being that skinny at 17. I looked just like that when I was 17, and I put on some extra weight, since then. So, hey, it's going to happen, believe me. All right, so anyway, so this expedition is going to be on a little island, right? And, boy, there's not much there.
No, I mean, first, Tom, let me say thanks for taking the time to invite us over and talk about it in this short time. Just to give you a brief history, for the past 60 years that we have been going to Aves, it's always been the clubs, the two main clubs asking permission for the Navy and working with the Navy. Mm-hmm. This time was backwards. The Navy actually approached us and said, we want to celebrate the Venezuelan Naval Day, and I know you guys want to go to Iota Island, but we want to take a selected few of you guys to Aves. Mm-hmm. And going to Aves is a big deal. One is it's the northernmost point for Venezuela. It's like you saw, it's a sandbar pretty much.
Yeah.
The only people who are in the island now are a handful of scientific personnel doing research, and there's a military presence to protect those folks over there.
So the island's very small. I mean, do you have to get special permission, even the scientific folks,
Yes.
or can anybody just get a boat and go there?
No, you need, because it's a military base, you need a special permission for the Navy to actually travel there. So
okay, that's cool. So let's look at that island. It is small. Mm-hmm. If you look at this island here, when the tide comes up high, it's less.
When
right?
we were there in '92, the water got so high. We usually set up 2 stations on the sand, and it gets high enough that you pretty much it narrows down and towards the middle of the island. The green part you see is where the birds are, and it's you can smell the guano miles away. So but it's crystal blue waters. It's a beautiful place. I mean, very few of us have had the opportunity to actually travel and experience it.
I know in just doing the Herd Island expedition, they had a lot of rules and regulations they had to follow. I'm sure that you guys probably are going to be told, what you should touch, what you should not touch, and so forth, right?
They usually, at the moment that you land on the island, you get welcomed by the commander, and then the next person that welcomes you is the biologist on the island, and he walks through the rules about what to do, what not to do, what to touch. If we see a turtle, do not touch them, because they usually are laying eggs, and they'll teach us how to interact in the island itself. And of course, it tells you if you're gonna go swimming, be aware there's sharks. You're in open waters, and you're pretty much in the middle of the Caribbean Sea.
Now, once you get there, I guess there's no leaving to head back to land for McDonald's or anything, is it?
And we usually do these expeditions towards the beginning of the year, or towards the latter part of the year, to avoid hurricane season. The problem now with this operation is we're starting at the beginning of the peak of hurricane season. So
Uh-huh.
there's a contingency plan with the Navy. The operation is going to take about 10 days, 7 to 10 days. So it is going to be, we're working all the angles, and it is happening very, very fast. When we found out about this last week, we have to pull it together quickly. An operation like this usually takes about a year to plan.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, I've been able to get some good people behind me here in the States that are helping behind the scenes to put it together, while the group back home is getting ready to take sail. But I mean, a big shout out to the Navy back home, the commanders over there. They've done a great job to keep us informed, and they're very happy to take us over there, and we're happy to work with them.
So it's as you can see, it's not much of an island. There's a little building out there. Now this is an old picture. I think that building has been.
It's
taller, isn't it?
When I went in '92, it was a 2-story trailer, one trailer above another one. The last pictures that I seen from the last operation is they rebuilt the building. It's a 3-story building, and there's a ramp that takes you into the island itself. And there's a helipad now on top of the base, and you pretty much dock. The ship will dock far away. That's the new structure.
Wow.
And that's pretty much it.
Boy, I don't see much land there. It's almost right at water level.
Yeah.
Now, will you guys be in the building, or are you going to be on the sand?
It's going to be a split operation. Usually, how it works is the CW and digital modes will be on the island, and the sideband stations will be on the base itself. We're working with vertical antennas that we already proven that works great over salt water. So the CW stations will be very minimum antennas.
Well, yeah, and I noticed there's not many trees or anything to put an antenna on.
And then on the base, we'll put up some 2-element to 3-element antennas. We have a couple of Yagis that we're bringing with us. There will be a 6-meter station. There will be a very small satellite station. And from the island, from the base to the island, we'll run some wires for 160.
Okay, so you're going to try to run some satellite operations?
Yes,
too,
we bring in a very small satellite setup, and they will work the FM satellites. There is a internet connection that's based on satellite that hopefully we're going to use to upload the logs twice a day, and we're beta testing that right now. So, and
well, that's surely going to be a rare grid for satellite operators.
Yes.
You know, I've got several friends here in Memphis that.
Yeah, including me.
One, and you too, huh? You know, I think Rick here has worked all grids in the U.S. That's a big deal.
I'm talking to a couple folks. I broke the news to them over the phone today, and they were excited about it.
Yeah,
so.
I bet they'll be looking for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be, we have used social media to get the word out, and actually, the emails that we're getting back are very positive. Everybody's asking, how can we help? And the team back home, they're very proud about doing this work for the love of the hobby. They're not looking for handouts. They just want to make sure they do a good job for everybody else. And it's going to be a team of 14 operators. Out of 14 operators, 10 of them are seasoned Aves operators who have been there more than twice. So, and then we're taking a set of new operators that have proven themselves, and we're going to throw them into the fire when we get there.
Well, here's some of the operators here, I think.
This was this weekend. They're getting the verticals and antennas ready to go. Right there in the middle is the team leader, YV5 Echo Delta. And YV5 Zulu Victor is another side over there. And YV5 NCJ, he's our guru with antennas and mechanical stuff. So he will be very busy in the island in case we have to do something there. And that's YV5 Lima My Whiskey. Texting me photos, making sure.
All right. Is he in here tonight, or?
Yes, they're all watching right now.
All these guys are watching, huh?
They'll be texting me right now.
We'll say hello to all these guys. All right. Now.
And there will be a YL going. That's Ines. And her husband will be going to two of the new members of the group who have proven themselves to go.
So will you guys be sleeping in tents out there?
Well,
Or-
we usually sleep in the base.
In that in that building?
Yeah, there will be a quarters for us, and usually when I went, we just found a space to land and you know just crash. And
So when is this DXpedition?
the schedule right now is departing August 30th, which will be actually August 31st. And I haven't been told yet what vessel they're taking, but depending on the size of the vessel, it could take 48 hours to 72 hours to get to the island.
Now-
Departing from Caracas. And
Now, I'm sure that ship can't go all the way up to the island.
No, it
how
doesn't.
do they transfer you from the ship to the island?
it depends. If they go on the bigger ship where the helicopter is, they'll do two things. They'll have the Zodiacs runs, and they'll usually send one personnel with a small radio and a small antenna to get on the air. While we start to unload. When we went on 92, it took us about 10 hours just to get off the boat from the last group to get off the ship. And so there'll be a process for that, and the Navy will be working in doing that.
Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Let's look at another picture here. Well, you got some.
And that's the reason why it's called Aves Island. It's plenty of birds. So I remember
Okay.
when I went in 92 and I came back, my parents threw away my clothes because there was no way my mom was going to wash them.
Is that right?
Yes.
Too much bird
Oh, yeah.
on them or something?
Yeah. You come back
Oh,
from the
man.
expedition not smelling too well.
Oh, that's terrible, man. Well, at least you know what it looks like to me. You guys are going to have pretty warm weather. I mean, it may be hot. I mean, trying to think. It's above the equator, but it's still going to be warm down there, right?
It's going to be very warm. I mean, we're in the middle of the summer, and the biggest concern that we all have is the safety of the personnel. And the Navy knows that. That's why they're going to keep a ship nearby in case a storm like a hurricane develops in the tropical area there, and they'll take the guys and the ladies out of the island. So safety comes first for the Navy there. And it's been 10 years since our group went to the island, and we're really excited to be working with the Navy on this.
That's great.
Like I said, we're one thing I wanted to bring up in the show here. Our website has just gone live today, so I wanted to bring that up in the show.
Okay.
So we're up and running now.
Do you want to announce the link to the website?
Yeah, it's hold on a second. Where is it? It's
Well, they can.
there we go. It's Yankee X-ray 0 Victor.com.
Okay.
And it just went live, and I'm working all day long trying to get it mobile ready and everything else. So we're doing this. We're usually an expedition this size takes a year to do. We have done it on crunch time, and the guys have done a good job down there. And we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes here in the States to help them.
Well, I see there Chris is asking if I'm going. The answer is no, I'm not going. I think I was invited to this DXpedition about 10 years ago, or somewhere right in here, but of course I didn't go. Hey, I got to have my sausage and biscuit in the morning, my peanut butter sandwich at night, my Coca-Cola. Is there a Coke machine on that place here? Or?
I'm sure you can bring your own Coke.
Hey, what are you going to do for food?
The Navy is actually going to help us. We're working the details with the Navy right now. Usually we provide half of it and we provide the other half. And we're working. Those are the details that we're working right now with the Navy. And they're usually very gracious hosts to us, and they take care of us. And we're looking forward to the opportunity to do another good job with them.
All right. Well, that Navy food can be good if
Right.
that's all you've got to eat.
I know.
Yeah.
And we have some contingency plans for communication from the island to us, to the pilot stations on the mainland. So we'll be communicating out using social media, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a very interesting operation as compared to the ones that have gone before us.
Well, if the guys down there can make some videos or record some type video or something for us, we'll be glad to show it on the show here later.
We have a professional videographer going on an expedition. I think I provide.
Yeah, you know what? We forgot to look at the video. Let me pop the little video on here, guys. So here we go. that's cool.
Yeah.
So get us some videos recorded over there, and we'll have them on the show here, and we'll have some follow up.
My goal is, if the internet connection is solid enough, maybe we can get a live stream and you guys can talk to them while they're on the island. So that's what we.
If you want to arrange that on maybe a Tuesday night for the show, we'll try a live deal, just like we did with Hurt Island.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's one thing. One of the weekend things. While the teams on the island, we'll figure out how reliable the satellite connection is back to us. So we'll work on that. But listen, I really want to say thank you. But I want to say thanks to some other folks.
Sure, go right ahead.
I really want to say a big shout out to ICOM America, Ray Novak. I gave him a call, and he pretty much told me anything I needed. I mean, he's been great. The AWRL has been amazing. The moment I made the phone call, they said, whatever we need. Same thing with Array Solutions, the Daily DX, the DX Magazine. They've been helping me spread the word out. Another DX California Foundation has come up for us too. But a big shout out to Tom Harrell, N4XP, and Don Greenberg, and 1DG, because those two guys have been my sounding board when things have got tough, and they know who to call, and gave me the help that I need to get this done. And the guys back home want to say muchas gracias a todos, y nos esperamos en Isla de Aves. So they're really looking forward to this operation, and they're very thankful for everything that's happening here, and they appreciate all the help, because they're putting this together for the love of the hobby, pretty much.
How long are they going to be on the island?
It's expected to be, it's up to the Navy, but we're being told it's going to be about 10 days, but it all depends. And keep watching the website, just like us on Facebook, and look at our Twitter feed, and that's how we're going to provide information across to the world what's going on. So.
Question was, how far from Aruba?
It's a
Long
very
ways.
far. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean the closest that we are to land is about. I'll tell you right now. I actually write down because I thought somebody was going to ask that question. It's BP2. It's the closest. Montserrat is about 115 miles southwest of us. So that's the closest.
Chris is saying the island's so small it doesn't even show up on the Google map.
Actually, it's funny you said that, because I was looking at the old pictures. Danny Wells actually went in one of his first trips there, and the older guys used to tell us that when they used to go to the island before the base was there, the only way they found it was because of the birds. I mean, it's very hard to find, and now, of course, thanks to GPS, they can find it easier than before. But like I said, it's just a little sandbar in the middle of the Caribbean Sea.
Wow, it looks a little like Gilligan's Island, but it didn't have the trees and stuff. I mean, I hate for you guys to get lost out there and not be able to come back. But you'd have radios to call for help.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, anything else you got in your notes there you want to mention to anybody? We've got a big crew on from Venezuela here tonight.
I see a couple of my friends down there. I want to do a big shout out to toda la gente del Grupo de X Caracas, la Asociación de Radioaficionados de Venezuela. Aquí estamos pendientes de ustedes, and we're doing the best we can for the ham radio.
And let me say, como está ustedes to everyone.
Todos muy bien, gracias.
You lost it.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, okay. Thanks to everybody down in Venezuela for joining us. I've been down to Venezuela a number of times in my job, and I have friends in Venezuela, and it was a very interesting place. Kathy even joined me once down in Venezuela, down in Caracas, and we had a good time down there. Okay, so Stephen, thanks very much for coming by.
Thank you very much.
We're going to probably move on now to our next segment in just a second. We're going to talk a little about what's coming up this weekend, which is the Huntsville Hamfest, and some of the special things we got going there. So thanks a lot, and we'll take a quick pause here. All right, we should be back. That was pretty interesting there, talking to Stephen about the Aves Island DXpedition. I'm going to try to work that station. I may have to put me up, well, I don't know. You know, I had so much trouble trying to hear Hurt Island. It took a special antenna on 10 meters to get, 10 megahertz to get them. I think I can work this island probably on 40 or maybe 20, you know, one of the other bands. So that's probably where I'm going to try it. Okay, well, you know, we're coming up to the Huntsville Hamfest this weekend. Guys, it is the friendliest Hamfest in the country, and that's how it's advertised. It is first class. It's at the Von Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama. And let's see, I may have a picture that I can show. Hey, here's a picture here. Hey, look at this. This is a wide-angle shot of inside the arena or the center there, and you can see a lot of people there. And you know, we get down here on Friday, and we set up, and it's really hectic. We drive about 4 hours. We get in here, we unload, we try to set up, and we get all set up. And as you can see here, hey, like this, Stephen, look. Wow. We set up. You notice anything there?
Is that the date?
Well, but you notice anything? Look at the picture real close there.
When it's upside down?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. We put our systems all together there, and this nice lady came up to me and she said, do you know your sign's on upside down? And I did not realize it, but thankfully we've got good people that help us to you know, go straight here. Here's a picture of Charlie Emerson, K4ONL. I think I got Charlie's call right. Charlie is the president of the Huntsville Hamfest every year. You can see Gigaparts in the background there. They're straight across from our booth. And ICOM is also right behind Charlie there. Yaesu is right over my shoulder. You'll see Yaesu back there. So we have a lot of fun there. As I was saying, it's the cleanest place you would ever want to go. It is very, very large. We drive our truck right in there where you see us standing to unload. And we unload it, we set up, we don't have to go outside. The hotel is actually attached. The hotel that we stay in, the Embassy Suite, is actually attached to the Von Braun Civic Center, so we don't have to go outside to in the rain. And let's see, who else do we get to see there? Well, look at there. There's Katie. She was there last year. She said she's not going to make it this year. Maybe she'll make it there next year. And you never know who's going to walk up and talk to you. Here's a picture of our friends Bob Heil and Don Wilbanks. And looks like that's probably the day we're setting up, because looking behind, not hardly anyone is there. But these people are always wandering around, so tune in on Friday afternoon. You will never know who you might see there. And then right across from us is ICOM, and there's our friend Ray there with ICOM and talking about some of the new ICOM products there. It's Ray Novak. You know, we always try to have a little fun there. The last couple years, we've put on a concert for people. And we put on a concert, and 2 years ago, this was us. That's Richard Stubbs of MFJ. There's Emmett Hohensee, the chief engineer of Radio Waves, and me. Now, I'm playing an air guitar right there. It's hard to tell exactly, but that's an air guitar. And we're doing, Kathy, what song was that? Let's see.
Soul Man was last year.
Last year was Soul Man. What was it before? Oh man, I forget. Oh, anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. But then last year we got a little better, guys. Our band grew a little bit. There we are. Our band grew a little bit. We got some instruments, and if you'll notice, that was Soul Man there. We were the Blues Brothers, kinda. And there's Joe Eisenberg in the back on the guitar. And if you look at the guy in the white hair back there with the little cap on playing the saxophone, that's me. That's me playing the sax, and I did a great job. Nobody can play a sax better than I can. And there's Don Wilbanks back there, and of course up front is Emmett, and then again Richard Stubbs from MFJ. So, you know, and hey, there's our good friend Martin Jew. Martin always comes by, and we have a good time with Martin, and we've been down to all his factories and spent a couple of days down there touring the place, and he's just a great guy to talk to about ham radio. And we even went out to dinner that night. I went to dinner that night with Martin and all the MFJ gang, and I think Martin even picked a check up there. So, man, there was some good eating that night, and we really enjoyed that. Yeah, let's see. There's Emmett. There's Emmett there showing one of his new antennas and how you can attach it. And and the flea market's a very large flea market area. And there's I think that's an HW100, maybe an HW101. That was one of my first sideband rigs. I bought an HW100 and built it in 1972. I was in the Air Force. It cost $250, and I built it then. I kept it for probably 15, 20 years and finally sold it. And I sold it for $250, the same price I paid for it. So it was a good investment. So that's kind of the fun that we have at Huntsville when we go down there. Again, the friendliest Hamfest that you'll ever find, the best accommodations, and the air conditioned, no rain, no nothing, and boy, it's just really cool. One of the things I wanted to mention is on Saturday night, the 20th. That's this coming Saturday night. We are going to have a special Amateur Radio Roundtable special show from the lobby of Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Now, this is inside the Embassy Suite, and it's right in front of the entrance that goes in to get that great steak. And boy, I'm getting hungry already. Kathy, we're going to have to get us a steak when we get there, Ruth Chris.
I will match it.
Yeah, I might have to go out and make some extra money to buy it. Anyway, we're going to have a show from outside in the lobby there of the Ruth Chris Steakhouse. We will have the phone lines connected. We hope they have the phone lines on the entire show, so you can call in and talk to people. You know, people will drop by and be on the show. We've already been in contact with like Gordon West and Martin Jew from MFJ. We're not sure Martin's going to make it or not, but if he makes it, he'll be with us. He may not attend the Hamfest, but people like Ray Novak will be there, Gordon West, Martin Jew. You know, Bob Heil's not going to show up this year. He's not coming to Huntsville, or we'd have Bob there with us. And just a lot of people, and you know, anybody that wants to come and sit down with us. We're going to be sitting around a coffee table, live broadcast, talking about anything ham radio related, and you'll get to call in and talk to people like Ray and Gordon and Martin Jew and people like that. So it's going to be a fun show that we set up and have from the Ruth Chris Steakhouse lobby. That'll be Saturday night. We'll start about 7 o'clock. We do have a lot of prizes. Again, if you tuned in late, if you go to the Huntsville 2016 link at the top of the page, you can see some of the prizes we'll be giving away to our viewers. Anything from antenna analyzers to antenna tuners to handy talkies. Just a lot of stuff we'll be giving away to our viewers out there, and that's always fun. Let's see. Are we going to have an antenna in that prime rib? Boy, I don't know, but man, I'm on that prime rib right now. Let's see. Cass says I'm sounding like Ed Sullivan. We're going to have a really big show. I'm telling you guys. I think that's how he said it. All right. Well, let's. That's going to be about it for our formal show tonight. Again, I want to thank Robert there at WBCQ. in Monticello, Maine. It's got us running on 9330 tonight. We're going to try to stick on this frequency and see how it goes for us. And hey, let me just mention WBCQ out there. I was talking to Alan Wiener, the owner, last week, and I told Alan I'd give his station a little plug there, and because Alan wants to open up this radio station and let anybody have a show on there. And you know, if we can get on there with a show, you can get on there with a show. So Alan's running a special right now, $25 an hour. If you want to put a show on, you can put a show on and it won't cost you but $25. And just contact you can contact me and I'll get you over to Robert or Alan, or you can send an email to wbcq@wbcq.com and just say you're checking on their special pricing that you heard about on here for a show. And hey, you can play music, you can talk about anything you want to. It's a free speech radio channel. That's what Alan is known for, free speech. If you saw one of our shows back maybe 3 or 4 months ago, we had a show about Alan and WBCQ. And just to refresh or to tell new people on here tonight, Alan was a very famous radio pirate that actually put a pirate ship off the coast of New York and ran a pirate radio station. The FCC, I think the Coast Guard, the FBI, you know, everybody went in and arrested the guys and took them to court. But finally, all charges were dropped. They were out in international water, and Alan says he wasn't doing anything wrong. And they dropped all the charges. But anyway, it's just a piece of history about Alan and the pirate radios stations that he used to put on. And of course, after that, he went the right way, and the FCC has actually granted him licenses now for radio and radio stations. So he's not a pirate anymore. And just speaking about the ship that Alan bought and put off the coast there, if you saw the movie Blown Away, just Google it, the movie Blown Away, there's a ship that explodes. They blow a ship up in that movie. That was Alan's ship that he bought, that he put the pirate radio station on with, I believe. So you can Google that. Just wanted to say again, welcome to all of our international viewers that came in tonight. I know we had a lot of people from Venezuela in there tonight, and really glad to have you. And please come back and help spread the word about our show. Help us spread the word. If you get our tweets, retweet it about the show. Again, join our Facebook group. At the top of the menu, there's a link for Facebook. We'd really like to have you on our Facebook group, and that lets you see what's on the show, what's coming up, and just use it for general ham radio get together. So we're gonna officially call the show kind of semi-officially over, and we're gonna go to Hangout in just a minute. Robert at the radio station up there, Robert at WBCQ, if you're listening. If you want to go ahead and turn the transmitter off, that's okay, because when we get on our very informal hangout here, we just talk about everything, and it's probably just not, you know, the best content for people out out listening on the shortwave to listen to us. So, Robert, thanks a lot for everything, and let me just say, if you're listening to us on shortwave tonight, send an email to Tom@W5KUB, Tom@W5KUB.com. And hey, you guys down in Venezuela, if you can if you can listen, or if you have listened on 9330 tonight, let me put that text back on. If you got a radio and you put it on 9330 tonight and received a signal down in Venezuela, we'd love to hear from you. But regardless, wherever you are, send us an email, Tom@W5KUB.com, and we'd love to hear from you. So we're going to go ahead and get the Hangout up, and we'll see who's in there, and that way I can pop in and out as I need to. And we'll see you guys this coming weekend in Huntsville, Alabama. Test, mic test, one, two, there we go. Okay, we're back. Look, we're back in the space shuttle. Look at there. We're back in the space shuttle. Look at that. Don't let that bottle hit you in the head. It went floating around there, Steve.
This is what we're near now. It's right here.
Yeah, look at that. I bet you know. I mean, this weightless stuff, just kind of floats like that, sit right there, and then you give it a little like this, and it kind of pulls you back.
Must be something here in Tennessee that's doing this now.
So it kind of, and then you kind of give it one of these.
There you go.
Kind of come back in like that. There we go. Let's see who we got on Hangout tonight. Oh, let's see. Boy, if I can find the right camera here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll turn it off. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, so let's see who we got on Hangout tonight. I know Jeffrey's in there. Hey, Jeffrey. And let's see, there's Bill, Jeffrey, Ralph, Tim, Tom. No audio. Mike, we should have audio. Oh, I know, I don't have any audio. My mic's muted. No, my mic's not muted. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay, cool. That was working.
There you go.
So who we got there? That's Ralph. Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Real good, Tom.
So, Ralph, I don't think you've been on here on a Hangout before, have you?
No, I haven't. This is my first time.
Okay,
Just
cool.
got these Logitech headset, so that's what I'm using.
Looking good. Looking good. Of course, yeah, I got a still picture of you. I don't have video, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have the camera hooked up yet.
Yeah, where are you located?
Greenwood, Maine.
You're up in Maine. Boy, you're up close to our radio station up here.
Yeah.
How far are you from Monticello?
Probably about a good 100 miles, maybe.
Yeah. Well, you probably wouldn't hear the station tonight. It'd probably be too close to you.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, when I use the web SDR from Michigan,
Yeah.
I can hear them.
Okay, cool. Let's see what we got Bill in there. Hey, Bill, how you doing up there?
Yeah, good evening to you there, Tom.
All right, glad to have you back on here tonight. And hey, Jeffrey looks different. Let me look at this.
Let me make a picture of y'all.
Yeah, do a picture. Jeffrey, you don't have any audio, Jeffrey. You're muted or something. It doesn't fail. Either his camera or Jeffy. Okay, Jeff. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something, Jeffrey. Oh wait, you're not seeing me. Wait a minute. All right, this is for Jeffrey. Did you get that, Jeffrey?
Smile.
Jeffrey, did you get that? You give me a thumbs up if you got it. Let's see if we can get a.
I may have zoomed in too much.
There we go. Okay. Thumbs up, Jeffrey. I don't know, Jeffrey. You're not at home. I don't think he's at home, or he's in a different room tonight. Let's play. What's that game where you don't talk and you try to get charade or something? What is that game? Okay, we're gonna try to guess where Jeffrey is tonight. Okay, Jeffrey, you're not in your regular shack with your flex, so I'm gonna guess now. Okay, are you at home? Jeffrey, are you at home? You're not at home. Okay. Are you at like a vacation place somewhere? You are. Okay. Are you at Martha's Vineyard? He's not at Martha's Vineyard. Okay. I don't know where he is. Where do you think he is, Bill?
Let me see. Is he in the United States?
Yeah. Are you in the United States? Oh wait. What's he got?
Right.
Jeffrey, are you?
He gave a thumbs up.
Jeffrey, are you in the United States? Because that looks like a Panama fan back here hanging on that wall back here. Oh, yeah. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's going to go do us a sign or something. Doc just joined us. Okay, he's going to write us a sign out. Oh.
Good evening.
Hey, Doc. How you doing here, Doc?
All right.
Whoa, Doc. What do you got? A flashlight aimed at your mouth?
Yeah, it looks like I got a white beard.
Yeah. You trying to compete there with Bill down there?
Yeah, looks like I've lathered up to shave here. So
yeah. What? How you doing that?
I'm sitting in front of my car, so I'm just getting some glare. I think. I'll see if I can make it better.
Are you in the car or in front of the car?
No, it's raining, so I moved into the garage.
Oh, okay.
Is he driving?
Put the car lights on. So
Doc goes out to smoke out of the car. You know. Let's
There
see.
you go.
Okay, Bill. Wait. Jeffrey's on. Jeffrey, put that sign back up, Jeff. He's at the Jersey Shore home. All right, Jersey Shore. Isn't there a TV show about Jersey Shore or something?
Oh God, yeah, those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that at the
Something about the wives of the Jersey Shore guys, or
the
Snooki, or the what? What is it?
It was
The Housewives of New
Snooki.
Jersey.
I don't know.
Just Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Snooki and Polly and all them guys.
That's where he is. Well, let's see. So, is this a vacation, Jeff, or is this kind of business? I can't read lips. Can't read lips. You got a good sunburn. Hey, you got a good suntan too, Jeff. You've been out in the sun. I can tell.
At least once.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. I don't know why his mic's not working. He's always doing it. All right. Hey, Jeffrey, send me an email if you did what I asked you to do tonight. Send me an email later. Okay, thanks. Oh, no, okay, cool. Okay. All right. Well, guys, what's going on tonight? Hey, did y'all catch most of the show?
Yeah, it did.
Well, that's cool, man. You know, next week we got the Lieutenant Governor on here. Ain't that cool?
It is. And, I happen to be nosing around in the ham radio files, and I went back to one of the beginning of the Ham Nation videos there, and he mentioned Dr. Bob mentioned triangulation 8, and I went to that and I watched that video on YouTube, and let me tell you, he gives you his whole life as to what he did as a youngster and how he became a ham and this, that, and the other. I thought it was very, very interesting.
Now, who was this about? Who was this?
Bob Heil.
Oh, Bob Heil. Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
And then he mentioned what was it? The first show that he did. He brought in Joe Walsh, WBCQ, and there was a couple of other episodes there that he brings going. And so, yeah, it was really interesting. I spent most of the afternoon watching that stuff.
Well, you know, I've had Bob on the show a couple times, and we always have him on when we are out at these Hamfests. But we've got a whole hour-and-a-half show of Bob. If you'll go back in the archives, we've got a whole hour-and-a-half show with just Bob on there. It was probably about a year ago, and he talks about, you know, everything from building amplifiers and how he's traveled with all the rock bands and the Who, and you know, the Who came to New York to play a concert and they didn't have amplifiers, and they called him. He was like 17 years old, and they asked him to bring amplifiers to New York, and they chartered a 727 and sent him up to New York to bring his amplifiers. He was 17 years old.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, that was really
Interesting
good.
guy. Interesting. So, Doc, you're awful quiet tonight. Yeah, we're going to see you down at Huntsville, I guess, Saturday.
I'll be there.
All right. You're going to just come down for the day, right?
Yeah, I'm just coming down for the day.
Okay. All right.
Yep, I'll be
Now,
there.
where'd Ralph say he was from? Ralph, where'd you say you're from, Ralph? I forgot already.
Oh, Greenwood, Maine.
Oh, yeah, up in Maine. That's right. Up close to 100 miles from Monticello. Okay.
Actually, it's 250.
Oh, 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down on the southwest corner. They're up on the northeast corner.
Yeah. Okay. Well, boy, I tell you what, the show is not the show without Jeffrey and a microphone. I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. All right. Pushes.
Yeah, just to turn the audio on.
Somebody is doing something. I'm trying to see where that audio is coming from. Let's see. I can't. There'd be three little green dots.
That's what I was looking for, see.
Yeah. Sound like somebody's playing with it. I thought it might be Jeffrey playing with a mic or something, but no, it's not him. Oh, well, maybe that was Doc. I don't know.
I'm trying to get
Yeah,
my...
Doc was fixing his hand.
Yeah, that was Doc. That was Doc. All right, so Bill, you gonna be tuned in with us this weekend? You gonna try to win some prizes?
I will be there. I am, let's see, I'm working Friday 12 to 8. I'm working Saturday 12 to 8. Sunday I have all day off, so I'm going to try and catch your evening show there, and maybe an hour or so before I go to work.
Okay.
And throw my name in there. You know, I do want to try and see if I can win something. I mean, I've been following you there for quite a few years, so.
Okay. Well, I was looking in the chat room. Anybody got any comments in the chat room? Anybody want to tell Jeff how to fix his microphone problem? Pirate costumes. I'm trying to catch up on the chat room here. Let's see. This show going to be on a boat. Why did they ask that? Be on a boat. Did we say anything to make them think this show is going to be on a boat?
When you were showing the picture of the island.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, look, that's a nice... Oh, look, Doc's sitting out in a chair outside there. He got some light. I see a nice little... I don't know what's... He must be in a hammock. He must be swinging in a hammock or something. I don't know what's going on here with Doc.
There we go.
Well, I saw. Hey, that's much better, man. You know, you look much better.
Just hanging out.
What kind of look at that, man. You got shrubbery or something there, or flowers behind you. You're out. Are mosquitoes bad, or is the wind keeping them off of you?
Where is he?
No, we got a little thunderstorm going on here. That's why I moved in and out of the car. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard to smoke when the window's up. So I didn't do that.
Yeah, well, we've had a pretty good some rains come through here today, so it's coming your way there, Doc. It'll probably be there. Let's see, if it travels 200 miles an hour, it'll probably be there in about 14 hours. It's kind of going northeast. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a big cell. It's just a little one, but it's enough to get me in and out of the car anyway.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Let me get this off here. Fuck it. Well, I just have way too many
I'm looking
things.
forward to working Aves Island. I've not worked that one. That's one of the 22 that I don't have.
Yeah, I'm sure I've never worked them.
Is it, for us, it's going to be easy shot from here.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to work it easy,
Yeah.
Doc. You know, from here. So,
Yeah, I shouldn't have much trouble on 20. I think,
Yeah.
to be,
yeah, I won't have to go out like I did for Hurt Island. You know, on Hurt Island, I knew the only way to work them was on 10 megs, and but that's when I took about 5 minutes and made me a full wave delta loop.
Yeah.
Went out there and threw it in a tree, and I worked them.
Yeah, no, that's why.
But that's the only band that's the only place I ever heard them ever.
The only band I need Aves is satellite, and they actually bring in a small satellite just to try to work me. So.
Uh-huh. Well, guys, I'm gonna since I've got a guest here and it's almost 9:30, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down my part of the show. And of course, Doc just getting comfortable there now. Now, you guys don't have to go. You can stay on there and talk with each other. You know.
well, Tom, it wouldn't be a show without you.
Well, you know, I'm about ready for a peanut butter sandwich. But you know, Doc, I hadn't had one now in about 3 weeks. You know.
No wonder you're so cranky.
I actually had a half once or twice. Yeah, I had, you know, I did have one for lunch. I treated myself to lunch for a peanut butter sandwich. So let me ask you, I mean, when I'm not eating much, is a peanut butter sandwich, is that good protein for you, or is that good?
I think it's my standard lunch. I eat that probably 75% of my lunches is a peanut butter sandwich.
So you eat it too? There you go.
Yep, on whole grain bread.
Well, I used to eat it on white bread all the time for, 60 years. My doctor told me I need to get off that white bread. You know, it's got that sugary stuff in it. So now I'm eating that old brown bread. But you know what, Doc? Since I've kind of been dieting, and I don't eat but about 2.5 meals a day, I'm hungry all the time. And that brown bread tastes good with peanut butter on it.
Good for you.
That wheat bread. Kathy says it's not brown bread, but it's brown to me.
Takes a little getting used to, but after a while you get used to it. And
Well, like
when you're dieting, your bowel movements don't perform like they're supposed to, and so it's a good idea to eat some of that kind of stuff.
Oh man, I'm glad we turned the radio station off. Well, while we're talking about that, while we're talking, Doc, you know what's going to happen to me the week after I get back from Huntsville?
Colonoscopy.
Yep, that's right, man. Oh,
God.
gee, man. All right, so we
Well,
did
we
a
won't
whole
go there.
we did a whole hangout on colonoscopies one.
Oh, I was
one
going to
day.
say,
We did a whole show on that almost, So
Well, I could say I'm not good. I'm not due for another 5 years. Thank God for that.
well, I was on the 3-year. No, I was on the 2-year plan. I have not had cancer or anything. My daughter had it. My father had it. So I was at high risk, and so I've been on the every 2-year plan, and it's been 3 years now. So maybe next time we can stretch it a little longer.
Yeah, I've got one due next year, so I'm not looking forward to that either.
Well, Doc, couldn't you do your own?
I don't think so.
No.
you know, hey, take a half a Valium. Look, man,
God.
take a half a Valium, lay down, and you could probably do it. I've
You know,
got.
I had a dream one night that I had operated on myself, and it was the most real dream I've ever had. I think it was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I
you
was thinking,
told us
I'm
about that.
operating on myself, so
Yeah.
that doesn't make.
Well,
Fortunately, I woke up.
Well, I tell you, I bought one of these cameras at Harbor Freight. It's that little pistol grip. It's got a little 3-inch screen on it, and it's got a flexible camera on it. And it's about 3.5 feet long.
Wow.
Now, I'm figuring a little Valium, and you get one of those things, you could save yourself some money.
No.
If I see a video on GoPro, I'll know that you did that. Okay.
Now, what was that? What?
A GoPro camera? No, that's just running any levels.
Yeah.
Little GoPro cameras, like they put on skiers and scuba
Yeah.
divers. And,
Yeah. That'd be a pretty big camera though to use, wouldn't it?
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I need to miniaturize it, man. So look, Doc. I mean, they got that pill you can swallow. It's got that camera in it, but that pill's pretty big, isn't it?
I've never seen one.
But you know they have them, right?
Yep. They have pill cameras. Yeah.
You just swallow that camera and let it just work its way around, and it. I wonder if they want that camera back when it's over, or if that's a disposable camera.
Don't know the answer to that.
Well, I tell
I'm
you,
sure it costs an awful lot of money, and they want it back.
I'm just wondering now they know where it is when they do that. If they have some way to track it.
oh man, I think it's GPS. I think that thing plops it all the way through, man.
Oh, God. It's just.
I don't know. Maybe it leaves markers. I don't know.
They just use that for small bowel stuff, though. They don't use that for
Do they?
stomach or large intestine.
Oh man. All right. Well, look, we've already touched a lot of stuff tonight. Well, let's before I go, let me get Jeffrey in here just real quick. Jeffrey, how long to your next scope? Hold your fingers up in years. Jeffrey, when's your next one? He's not answering.
Silence.
You know we're going to get a reputation for talking about this kind of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I know him. I know. I don't. Oh, I guess he's not here.
He doesn't want to get one.
All right, guys. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. It's 9:30. We enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. And
Hey, Tom, thanks for inviting me.
we'll and we'll say I'll spend a couple minutes here with Stephen and get me a snack in a minute.
Hey, Stephen, thank you for your presentation there, bud.
Oh, thank you. We'll keep you guys
Thanks a
posted
lot.
on this, guys. So just keep it under
Look
prayers.
forward to working your guys.
Great. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, we'll see you. We're gonna sign off this thing. Let's see if I can figure what button to hit now. I got so many buttons on here.
73. See you this weekend.
Let me put my cat on here. Have you seen my cat, Steve?
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind.
Test. Hello? Can you hear me now?
Here's the answer code.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Man, the time's off and you can hear me now. Hey, Tom.
You're the
still
man!
there?
I'm still here.
I've been looking for this for weeks.
All right. You know what? I had to switch to another computer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
now I'm down the shore house.
Say what? We'll do what?
I'm at my shore home.
Your short home. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I had to switch to another computer. That computer here is not working properly.
All right. Well, do you not have a Flex there? Flex radio?
Now I got the Maestro right here. Yeah. Maestro.
Oh yeah. The Maestro. Yeah.
Wow,
Hey,
that's weird.
did you update your wheel for me to put the Maestro in, or am I just getting the rest of the other stuff?
Oh no, the Maestro is not part of the will.
It's
No.
not.
We'll work that out this year.
All right. Well, let's talk about it because I really want that Maestro, and How many Flexes you got? 1 or 2 or 3?
Just one.
Is that the 7000? You got the new one?
I have the new one. I have the 60. They have a 7,000.
I don't know. I just picked a big number.
I have the 6,700.
All right, that's the one I'm counting on getting when you kick the bucket. All right,
You're such
guys.
a nice guy.
All right, we'll see you later. See you guys on the show this weekend.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm not making it to Huntsville, but I'll check you out.
Okay, sounds good, man. Thanks. We'll see you.
All right. We'll talk on the email. See you.
Okay.
See you guys.
Well, I guess.